Last game on offense, winning solid performances, Michael Cooper, Jordan Howard, Divine Redding, Dan Feeney. Player of the game was Jordan Howard. Going against the offense, the scout look, Brandon Wilson, young, outside linebacker, bandit, defensive end body from Orlando's doing a great job. Close to maybe a guy we ought to consider playing, very active. So appreciate Brandon's work. But Jordan Howard, player of the game. Defensively, winning grades by Ralph Green, Nick Mangieri, Jonathan Crawford, Marcus Oliver. And player of the game there was Marcus Oliver, another outstanding performance. Scout team players, Simon Stepniak and Marquis Hawkins is doing a little bit of kind of a hybrid running back and trying to get him going on O and some special teams, but he's kind of working with their numbers with the scout looks, doing a good job. Kicking, made some improvement. Still missed the PAT chip shot. A couple of our sky punt, we punted in the end zone. Got a lot of things to keep cleaning up. But our special team player of the game was Damian Willis. Showed up well on 3 of our teams. 2 of the teams made the best player on the field. So nice for him as a redshirt freshman, second game to kind of show up. Thought we were more aggressive, special teams, etc. Offensively, we were poor across the midfield. Didn't manage 2 clock situations. We put our defense back on the field twice with a chance to ice the game. First game, defensively, we gave up 2 2-minute drives defensively. This game, we gave up 2 ice the clock drives offensively, things we need to correct as we move forward. Thought we did some things third down. A couple times we had some run pass deals where Nate didn't trust it and needed to maybe make a cleaner decision, but he was a little iffy on some looks, and we just got to put him in, clean up our package and get some clutter and just call some better plays for us for sure. Defensively, too many penalties, missed tackles. Got to get us going up there a little bit, playing a deep ball a little bit better. Blitzed a little bit more. We got time up some stuff. Like I say, kicking, missed the PAT, missed the chip shot field goal. Sky punt deal was some things, but a solid performance. One real quick before we move on to Western Kentucky. Our administration yesterday got notification from the referee that they had made a blunder during the game and apologized for that. We've moved on from that, but I do need to say that because we got recruits, parents. I got my daughter asking me why I would say something, which was not said. We didn't take a time out to argue a call. We're letting the clock run down, trying to get them to jump off sides. Thought they did. We're going to take a time out and kick a field goal. So there was no issue. They missed calls. It's part of the game. I actually don't like instant replay. I think you got to, it slows the game down. Hey, make a call. He catches it, didn't catch it. It's like, we're going to do instant replay on a strike or a ball in baseball. Man, call it, go to the next play. Freeze it up, let's go. So, but we appreciate that, but at the same time, just the image of our program at school and what the administration, and like I say, I had no issue with that referee crew at all. Again, we did have penalties. We had 2 in the first quarter. We had none in the second quarter, none in the third quarter, and 9 in the fourth quarter. So for 3 quarters, we have 2 penalties. But again, that's a part of the game. And when you're building your team, you talk to your team about that. Don't worry about referees. You go play football. Don't worry about fans. Don't worry about crowds. Worry about what you can control. And like I say, as a coach, like I'm on to the next thing right then. And we thought we might could have got a penalty. We didn't. We let the clock run down because there's about 4 minutes left in the first half or 3. We're trying to take a little time off defensively. We're going to take 3, move on down the road. That's just football. And again, we do appreciate that ref moved on, and we'll keep doing well. Western Kentucky comes in, very, very good football team, 2-0, bowl team, hot team from last year, won 7 straight games, putting up a lot of points, really good in the red zone offensively, playing good red zone defense, +4 in the turnover ratio. They're creating turnovers. They're not turning it over. Kicked the ball reasonably well, great returner. Had a kickoff return for a touchdown last game. He's averaging 12 yards at punt return and 44 yards at kick return. Their kickoff return team starts on the 32. When they're on offense, they start on the 20-yard line when they're on defense. That's basically a first down plus. So really good in the return game. Their tight end, Higbee, a young man out of Tampa area, was last week's Mackey tight end of the year, tight end of the week in college football. Acknowledged, recognized by the Mackey Award group. He's their leading receiver with 11 catches. Does a great job blocking. They move him around, multiple formations. Had a very good running back that has an injury and out, but they'll have a couple of backs that are very, very good. One of them's a senior, graduated from here, playing for him. That's a quality player. The quarterback's outstanding. In the 7-game winning streak, he's a 177 out of 254. He's thrown for almost 2,500 yards, 2475. He's got 26 touchdowns and 2 interceptions in a 7-game winning streak, which is also the 5th longest winning streak in college football. The receivers, last year they got one guy with 825, one guy with 765, one guy with 500, one guy with 370. It's a great offensive package. Defensively, their defensive coordinator, Coach Holt, goes back to days at Southern Cal as defensive coordinator Pete Carroll. Very aggressive schematically, very sound, multiple coverage looks. Like Nate says, I mean, you know, you really got to be ready to adjust because you can plan and game plan all you want, but his package has the ability to come from different places, play multiple coverages, kick the front to your tendencies, so it'll be a great challenge. Looking forward to playing them at 4 o'clock. Need a good week of work. They've had 9 days of prep. They played 2 games on Thursday. They've been on national TV twice Thursday nights. And they'll be playing here at 4 o'clock. And a very, very good football team and a great challenge for our guys. And we need to have our best week. Keep moving forward. Got a lot to build on, and we've got a lot of things we can improve on. One now, he's not a rookie showing up. So he was 7th in the country last year. So he was a quality player. And you can say, well, he's not playing against as stiff a competition. Well, they did play some SEC teams, number 1. And number 2, well, the blocking's comparable. I mean, there's comparable. And if you look in college ball, look at those scores and differences. Now, there's not, with player development and with social media and all the you're better than you are attitudes that kids can embrace quickly in college football, there's a lot of close football games. So he's played good football. So he comes in as a veteran. He's a big back for sure, but he's got really nice feet, really good balance, feet in the hole. You know, as fast as Tevin was, and Adrian Peterson was the same way. Sometimes that speed is a home run speed, but sometimes they're so fast they actually miss some cuts. And Jordan's got just nice pace. You know, I don't know what Buck would say, but Coach Walker used to always say, you just pace through the mesh. Let me get you from A to B, and then God gave you to get going on after that. What are you laughing for back there, Fish? Always got to throw a little Buck love out there, don't it? Huh? Always got to acknowledge Coach Buck over here, right? He's caddy quartered in, zeroed in, right? Got a little running back love, right? Were you a pace through the mesh guy? Pace through the mesh. And some guys are fast, you know, and it's their instincts. But Jordan's a big guy. He's got nice feel, and he really has great quickness and feet for a big guy. He's not a lumbering dude. I mean, he's a big dude that's got a little finesse. He catches it well. His pass protection's getting better. So he's a good back, and I'm telling you something, Coach McCullough does a great job coaching. That ain't no accident now. He was a great player. But look at what he's got going on. Stephen Houston wasn't at camp. We got another guy, I think he's starting tonight, right? And this cat's pretty good, and you can see how Divine's coming along. I mean, you know, we recruit the guys we like, and he's getting well coached, and he's getting developed, and Coach Hill's guys, and that line's good. I mean, at the same time, it's easy to stop the run. There were many opportunities Nate had the other day to still make some pass opportunities in our package the way we do things, where he's got choices, and like to, as well as Jordan ran it, like to see Nate take advantage and continue to stretch it and space it and use all the components. So, but Jordan's really good. He's a good quality player.
About how well Marcus Oliver has played. With T. Gray coming back this week, what's the dynamic there with those guys? Will they both be on the field at the same time?
Yeah, because, you know, Marcus can't play to Mike, but T.J. Simmons is playing good. And we didn't recognize him because, you know, he's had a couple plays where I wanted him to be. I mean, their linebackers, Coach Inch wanted T.J. to have a winning great last week. And I expected a couple more things, and a couple things I wanted. I just, you know, I'm holding him to a higher standard because he's playing good. So you need those guys. You need them all. I really thought, for what it's worth, I mean, the injury to Marcus Oliver last year was no different than the injury to Dan Feeney 2 years ago. It was a bigger injury than you think. That's a quality football player. You know, I know when he came over, his high school coach that I know well, Bob Jacoby, who coached Luke Fickle at DeSales back in the, you know, Coach Jacoby, he's coached forever. He said this guy is as good as D'Amico Allen was when he played at Hamilton High School. D'Amico was a pretty good player at Michigan State. And he was forced to me because we weren't sure, because Marcus played running back, what he was. Played some linebacker, and shoot, he walks in as a freshman, he's good. That injury last year was huge. It'll be a blessing moving forward because now he's a year older. But Marcus is a good player, TJ's a good player. That's why we moved Gooch. You got T. Gray back in the mix, who maybe is the best of all of them. And well, it's no different than you got Jordan and Divine, or last year it was 2 years ago it was Steven and with Tevin, and then Tevin and D'Angelo. You need a couple guys. It's great competition, but you need guys to play. It's also going to help special teams getting him back.
How encouraging for the defense to bounce back after 47 points in week 1, to just limit some big plays and just put together especially a solid second half?
Well, we gave up some, but we did say before the game, specifically, matter of fact, Coach Shelby we were just laughing about it with Keck there. I said before the game, I said, you got some young corners that are going to test them, and when one of those guys get beat, don't snap on him, because just know it's going to happen. He needs to learn how to play, and he'll get him the next time. And he goes, and he looked at me when the guy had me, hey, calm him down and just go coach him here. Calm down. And that's part of growing up. It's Nate is a freshman quarterback, and now you learn and grow. So it's nice to see those guys make some just adjustments, and to me, the attitude of how I think we need to play defense. And I could care less what some calls are. I just, we've kind of had that attitude offensively. It's never been embraced, and I really challenged our coaches last week, not schematically, but I want to see our defense playing the game in an aggressive, positive style, not a reactionary mode. You got to, quote unquote, react to things. It's called trained reaction, but I want our kids knowing what they're doing. So if you need to simplify. If it's too complicated, don't do it. But the more we can just get lined up and not be vanilla, but just get lined up and be aggressive, I think good things will happen. And to me, that was good to see. I'm not surprised to see it. And I think it's something to build on, because I don't think it's close to what it can be, Ken. So we want to we got a long way to go. And they're going to get a phenomenal challenge from a great group of receivers, tremendous quarterback. They're going to get a big test this week, and you're going to get a bunch more as we move into Wake Forest and the Big Ten play as we move forward.
You've talked about playing aggressive, and you talked about how on Saturday, you want a team that produces more turnovers. It's kind of a basic question, but how much, when you, I guess, get the turnovers, the sacks, how much does aggression feed itself? Does a team maybe need to see that kind of success in terms of getting actual sacks, getting turnovers, to maybe stay aggressive, as opposed to feeling like this isn't working and starting to play back a little bit? Well,
and we told them that, and I think I'm going the direction with your question. We told them that being aggressive was not the solution. It was a part of the equation, but it wasn't the total solution. That we still need to communicate. We still needed to adjust. We still need to come over and clean some things up. That just being reckless, I always talk all the time. I think one of the things in the world that probably puts as much energy into anything I've ever seen is the dog that chases the car. I haven't seen one catch one yet, but I've seen some dogs really put a lot of energy in chasing cars, and that's wasted energy. So just because we're going hard doesn't mean we're going to be. It gives us a chance to be better, but that's not the part of it. So we did talk about we want to be aggressive, but we didn't say that was going to be the key. That was a part of how we needed to play. We still needed to communicate loudly. We still need to get calls and get lined up. We needed to come over and correct errors, and so we wanted to be aggressive. And we didn't think we were in the first game, but we didn't think that would be the reason why we were better. That would be a part of the reason, Zach, if that makes sense.
Booth been last couple weeks?
He has injury, hasn't been able to practice. Just been out. He was doing a little bit more Sunday nights, but again, he's missed here about 4 weeks plus, so it might be a while to get him back. So in playing as a freshman, if you miss enough, not that we're going to redshirt, it could be a redshirt deal if he gets into where you don't like that, but that happened to Dawson Fletcher, who then last year was redshirted, and now he's a fourth-year junior. I think we actually missed that. Did we get that corrected in the deal? Because he was listed as a senior. He's actually a fourth-year junior. So he's just, had a thing that's held him out a little bit, and we'll see how it goes. It's not major, but he's not been able to practice yet either, though. When I say major, it's not, he hadn't had surgery or anything. He just hadn't been able to go.
And kind of where's Chase?
I think he's getting close. And again, we're playing without him and playing well. And those young guys are well and very talented. But he was doing, again, more running. And, again, it'll be interesting to see. I think he's played enough and smart enough. It's kind of like Fant. Last week, Fant didn't practice. And we thought in the right role we could use him. He was cleared to play. My comment was I wouldn't start him. He's not practiced. If you really need him, go to him. And in time, we went to Fant. I think it'll be interesting to see where Chase is, how much work he can do. And if he's cleared, he's played enough, he probably can play if needed. And we'll trust Coach Norton and Coach Joseph to decide how they use that. And we'll see if he can get going. We thought he'd have a chance going into this week, but we don't know yet. And not to say it's a game time decision, just, we'll see if he's available. We thought he could be. We don't know yet.
After Jamil's interception, cameras caught a pretty tense moment on the sideline with you and Coach Inge?
Yeah, we started celebrating too much and jumping up and down and on me, and I'm like, hey, man, I'm going to the next play. Like a week ago, you can ask Nate, hey, nice touchdown, Hail Mary plays, what you got? Hey, they're going to score and go for 2. I mean, you ask Coach Joseph, hey, they're going to score and go for 2, get it ready right now. So I'm like, hey, we scored, that's great. We got 3 minutes of football to play, you know? And so when we pinned them down, I click over to Coach McCullough. Coach McCullough, onside after safety. It's on the 5. I'm thinking we're going to sack him. Okay, get your onside team ready, because now it's a 16-point game. Well, that still ain't over. That's a touchdown 2, onside kick, touchdown 2. A lot of crazy stuff. I'm just moving on. And my coaches know that. And we've had that before. I'm like, hey, coach. We have great cheerleaders. Our band's awesome. And our fans can cheer. We got a coach. Get into coach mode. That's all it was. Wasn't intense, it was just coaching. It was coaching. This team is a good team, and they need to be coached right, because if they do, and that was all our thing was last week, our defensive guys are good, coaches are good, our O guys are good, but we got some clutter offense last week. I thought we got some clutter hurting Nate. I thought we had some clutter with our defense. I just want to eliminate some clutter. This is a good group of kids that want to be good. They got enough talent to be good, and you need to coach them to be good and hold them to standards and push them the way that they're capable of doing. We've got some issues and a lot of things to clean up, and some things guys, quote, can and can't do, but across the board, collectively, it's a good group of talented kids. It's stronger, it's mature, there's good young talent. They've worked hard. They think they're good. They think they have a chance to be good. I want the coaches to coach them like a good team. And that means on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you're prepping them up. And on Saturday, you get out of the way and you coach them, and you expect them to do well, and you come over and make adjustments. And then we look at on Sunday and go to the next one. So right now, we've moved on to 3. And this is a really good Hilltopper team.
For your team to have won 2 close games?
Well, it beats losing. I prefer, like somebody was up there like 60-something at half. Greatest story ever. You guys love Coach Hep. We were at Miami, and you know, we were really good on defense for several years, and offense was just we were gaining, and we played a team, and it was 50-0 at halftime. And, you know, you're coaching on the field, and you're going a lot of times as coach, the first thing you might do as a coach is do what, Buck? You might hit the restroom, because you're standing out there a long time. And you really can't go anywhere. You guys got TV timeouts. That's the best thing about the box. You can walk in and out, you know, of the restrooms. On the field, you're kind of stuck. You know what I'm saying? So me and Hep walk up. Hep looks over at me and sitting there, and you know, looks. He says, "This is back when Tommy, what's his name? Tommy Frazier was rolling at Nebraska." He goes, "This is how Nebraska feels at halftime. I kind of like it. We're up 50-0 at halftime. So I'd prefer those games, but it's nice that our team has the maturity, has the confidence, and we keep playing 4 quarters and we're playing the next play. And that's what I wanted the coaches, coach the next play. You can have a little bit of high five jump and let's move on. What's your kick placement? What's your defensive thoughts? Like I say, when we pinned them down on the 5-yard line, I flipped over to Coach McCullough. It's got our kickoff return team. Beeline, hands after safety. Get it ready right now. Right now. And then we let them off the hook. So, what else?
Much more comfortable is it the fact that Nate is to the point now where, you know, he obviously doesn't design the game plan, but he can help with that, make suggestions.
It's always good. You know, he's got one of those academic schedules where, you know, we can't make him do things, but sometimes when they're available, he comes sit in the meeting. Like, we're not sitting there, we don't have secrets. What do you like? Matter of fact, after this, like he made a mistake the other day in the game. It's the play he scored on when he scrambled. And he told a receiver to do something. And I said, why? And he said, well, on tape, the corner did something I didn't do. I go, listen, we saw what the corner was. We called the play. You freelance worried about tape. You got to trust us here. Because I said, what you saw on tape is not what's happening right now. And I go, we saw what's happening. We made an adjustment. And so he's also smart enough. Sometimes intelligence can be a hinder. You can have too much clutter in your mind. So he got away on that scramble play where he actually adjusted a route that he never should have done. You know, so if you're an NFL quarterback, they'd be finding you right now. You know, you don't do that. You know, run the play. Trust us. And I go, if you're really worried about that, communicate that during the week to me more so we can make sure we do get on the same page. So, but it's good to have him in the rooms. I just can't make him come there. But sometimes, like, he'll pop in, like we sat together Friday because I spent some time with the defense, and me and him sat together Friday for about an hour and said, let's talk. What do you like here? What do you want, 3rd and long? What are you thinking? What's your top throw? We got about 5 or 6 on the board here. Which one you like? He said, so-and-so. I go, why? I go, okay. What's your next choice? Give me down on the goal line. What do you like on the goal line? I like this one or this one. Why? And that's because it's one of my things I'm always asking, like, why? If you tell me why you like it, tell me what you see, tell me what you're thinking. Like I say, we had an issue Saturday. He was thinking about something he shouldn't have been thinking about, because he was worried about an image of tape. But him being in meetings is good. I can't tell you how many times on a timeout, if we're over there talking, what do you want to throw? And he might say, give me this. And I might say, no, I don't like that one. Here's why. How about this one? He might say, no, I don't like that one. So we're just going back and forth, like, what do you like? I asked a question today, we were going to bootleg. I said, we're booting to the left. Do you want it? He said, yeah. Well, he took a hit on that one, too. He didn't get the throw out. We threw an incomplete pass. I said, I got to boot up to the left. You want it or not? And he said, I'll take it. So, I mean, because if he'd have said no, we got a bunch of plays on that play sheet. We'll just go to another one. Save it for a rainy day.
What's the process when you're making a choice between giving Griffin a shot at a long field goal or going for it 4th and long? Just what is kind of the process in your mind?
He can make, he's good from 60, well, based on elements. Like when we go out there in pregame and I'm shaking hands, my conversation with him, how far that way? How far that way? Which way do you want to kick off? You tell me. Halftime, we're kicking, Griff, which way you want to go? Okay, we're kicking this way. So, what do you want? I know he's got big, he got an NFL leg. He might play more NFL than anyone else. Based on them guys played 20 years because they never get hit if you're good. So if he stays healthy, that's an NFL leg. So, and to tell you what, Del Grosso's the same leg. He's got a little issue that's held him out. He's back kicking. So it's competition. That's a good deal. But also, we got to make those chip shot field goals. I think to me the issue is, do you want 3 or 7? The time of the game, because you're same time, like right now we're dead last in punting it. 28 yards. We punt from the 43 the other day, and we punted in the end zone on a sky kick. That's a 23-yard punt. It does me no good. Might as well just go for it and if that would have been 4th and 3, 4, 5, maybe you go for that. So I think you're looking at, what's the distance? Is it 4th and 15? Then if it's in range, you probably kick him. If not, just sky kick it. If it's 4th and 2 or 3, how do you feel about your offense? What's the defense? What's the flow of the game? Do we need points? Like I felt early there at 7-3, 4th and 2, but I was like, we need 3 points here. There's a chance, make it a 7-6 game. It had been agreed, says score a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, there was an issue, or not issue. We had a team one time had 12 guys on the field several years ago, and they moved it up the 1.5 yard line. So I ran the offense out there on a no play call. They had 10 guys on the field. We walked in for 2 points. A lot of people said, that's dumb. Why is he going for 2? No, I was going to take a delay game and kick the extra point from the 6 yard line. It wasn't that hard to kick. But we walked in for 2 because of just dynamics. So there's dynamics right there. Is it 4th and 15? Is it 4th and 2? What's the win? What's our defense doing? Where's it at in the game? And, really, there's a lot of times where you might go for that 1 down 4th and 2 on a chip shot. I thought we needed to score, and I thought I caught a couple bad play calls. And it was my fault that we were here, not the kids' fault. Let's get 3 and come back and get them the next time. So.
But just kind of, I guess you said some 3rd down calls you wish you had back as you watched tape, diagnosing those, and Nate said he felt like, I guess his words were that he thanked you for sort of taking the heat, but he felt like he could have done things.
Yeah, he got me a little bit there too.
What?
He got me a little bit too, but he's my guy. All right? You do, sometimes you're doing that run past it, like, why are you running? Well, there's a pass option, and the pass option is there, but he didn't trust it. And I can put him in a better situation. I got another play to call. I can just call a pass. But some of those run passes, when you got Jordan Howard in a good line and you got a smart quarterback, okay, which one? They had a run pass called on their 2 2-point plays, and one worked and one they checked out and didn't. Those are 2 play calls. The pick was basically a 2-point play call, and they were in a 2-play mode. They changed the play. They thought we were doing something, and they changed the play. And so that's just it used to be when back in the day you'd run the ball, check to the pass. Well, now we're kind of putting them together. And we have certain calls where we don't think the linemen are going to get downfield, and we're trying to run it and throw it. And, and like after game, like he knew going into the game, how many times am I going to say you after the game, why didn't you throw it? Because we're giving you the combo. And at the same time, because we can always just call the run and take the pass off of it. There's options. We could just call a pass. We can just call a run. And sometimes now we're just partnering things together. Like Mitchell Page's touchdown was a run. And he had the option. And Western Kentucky does that 30, 40 times a game. We do it 30, 40 times a game. The quarterback's got the option. And it's just kind of how college football's played and spread.
Both games, there were freshmen in the second
Our freshman.
Both said that he feels that they're going to be great players in their own rights in the future. How do you see them growing already this year?
Well, again, like I say, like I really wanted to play harder last week defense, but like I told Coach Shell before the game, as with Coach Joseph, they're going to have some busts, so don't freak out on them. Just know as young players, like Nate as a young quarterback, Kevin would tell you, had some bust. Like just that's a part of being young. Don't worry about that. I mean, coach that, try to eliminate that, but when they have an error, understand that's just a part of growing as a young player. They are, and again, you haven't seen Tyler Green yet, who's very, very talented. Jamil's getting some, Crawford's getting some. We got Devontae Williams out there. I think Ben Bach is a very nice complement with Fant and Padmore. I mean, so we can go 5 corners better than we used to get to 2, but they're still young. So there's just going to be growing pains. But their skill set, I think there's some skill set on offense. I don't think you've seen Nick Westbrook, Leon Thornton. We're trying to get Donovan Hill on the field in some deals. There's some good young skill on offense you're going to see too. Those 13 skilled players last year were the best skilled group we have recruited. And in time, they're going to be really good players. And right now, they're very talented players that are learning how to play big-time college ball. And they're going to get hung out once in a while. But that D-line better be creating havoc because that helps them guys. Because sometimes when D-line's creating havoc, it's a long foul ball. When they got all day and Pat, they'll connect a little bit more. And they're going to get a great challenge this week from Western Kentucky and their men.
How would you evaluate them through the first 2 games?
I mean, good. We got, sometimes to me it's just the positions we're putting them in, and be careful of, it's risk reward. Live by the sword, die by the sword. So pick your spots, live with it. But I tell you something, for young guys, they got a good look in their eye. Like they don't have those big eyes. Where they, I mean, they've got a nice look. And again, the way we practice offensively, they've been challenged reasonably good in practice. I mean, we go at them pretty good, with our style of those. So they don't, they're not playing against chopped liver out there. I mean, they're going against pretty good dudes, and you're going to Twitter that one out, right? Hashtag chopped liver, right? Good. I like it. So, but what I'm saying, it's they got a good look, and those DBs are going to be good. And like I say, they get good goes, and that's just college games getting in space. You got space players. We're gotten good at the line of scrimmage. It's still a space game. The Big Ten's evolving to space. They are not the answer yet. We're going to have a lot of glitches with those young men, but they're coming, and we got competition. We got depth. Don't forget about Keontae. Again, we'll see if he's back as he goes. I don't think it's major, but we'll see. Tony Fields. You get Chase back in the mix. Again, we're deeper. It's just young, and we'll grow with those guys.
Case of a guy leaving to get some more playing time.
Well, and he had graduated, so we had options. And, we encouraged him to stay. He had been on scholarship a year ago, so he'd done a nice job. He'd gotten into running back 3 or 4 in his time here. But I think he felt when we went out with Jordan, but again, left on good terms, did a good job, local kid. And I think was in the mix there as a third, now of injury. So good player, good kid, an IU alum, so he's a graduate. Did a great job, was a special team player, led her a couple of years. I mean, he did a nice job. Started at Dayton. And then transferred in here to sit out a year and played for us too. And now he's got a 5th-year option. And again, glad to see him down there. Wish he was here, but that was his choice. And wished him well.